Hello children, welcome back again. So we are in chapter number 5, data handling. In the last session children, we have studied how to draw the pie chart, how to find the central angle of a sector, of each sector, right? So I hope you all must have tried it, okay? So we will continue with the same, that is exercise 5.2, question number 3 children. Now the question is draw a pie chart showing the following information, and the table shows the colors preferred by a group of people. So the number of colors are given, different colors, and number of people who prefer that color is given children. So blue color is preferred by 18 people, green color is preferred by 9 people, red color is preferred by 6 people, and yellow color is preferred by 3 people. So here total number of people is not given in the question. So let us find the total number. The total number is 36. Alright, we need total number to find the fraction, right children? So we first need to find the central angle to draw a pie chart. So let us begin. So let us first find the central angle. So this is the table. In the first column, colors are given. Number of people, which is already given to us. Now first we will find the fraction. So fraction will be number of people upon whole divided by total number of people. And total number of people were 36, which I have already shown you children, right? So now for blue color, the fraction will be 18 divided by 36. When we bring to its simplest form, it will be 1 upon 2, that is half. The next fraction is green color, that is 9 upon 36, which will be equal to 1 upon 4. When you bring it into the simplest form, it will be 1 upon 4. The next color is red color. The fraction for it will be 6 upon 36. 6 number of people given and total number is 36. So it is 6 upon 36, which is nothing but equal to 1 upon 6. And the last one is yellow color, that is number of people is given 3 and the fraction will be 3 upon total number, that is 36. And when we bring it into the simplest form children, when we solve it, it will be 1 upon 12. Right? So these were the fractions now, and now finally we will find out the angle, central angle of each sector. So central angle will be, I have already told, it will be equal to fraction multiplied by 360. That is the given fraction of 360 is the total angle of a circle, right? So half, the first one blue color, it will be half of 360, that is 1 upon 2 fraction multiplied by 360. It will be equal to half of 360, we know it is 180 degree. Next is 1/4 of 360 degree will be equal to 90 degree. 1/6 of 360 degree will be equal to 60 degree, and 1 upon 12 of 360 degree will be equal to 30 degree. Now once we get the central angle of each sector children, we will start drawing our pie chart, and this table you have to write down in your classwork, and then you will start drawing the pie chart. Your first step of drawing a pie chart will be take any radius, convenient radius, whichever you will be easy enough to draw on a page of your classwork. Okay, so take that radius in your compass and draw a circle. Okay, and mark a radius, that is OA. In the last session, I have already shown this children, right? Now second step will be, you will keep your protractor, baseline you will match with OA, and your A point where it comes, that will be your 0 degree. That is, here you can see the outer one, you are taking the outer scale. Now here you have to measure 180 degree. The first angle is 180 degree and exact half here will be 180 degree here. Okay, so here you will mark and then you will draw one more line there, that is OB. Okay, now third one will be again 90 degree angle you have to draw. Either you take OB as your base, either you take OA as your base. Both the things will do children. You want to draw from this side, that is also okay. And you want to continue from this side, that is also okay. Okay, whichever method you feel free, wherever you can keep a protractor, there you can keep and draw the 90-degree angle. So next is your 90-degree angle, and which is OC. Okay, your third sector. And next one, your fourth sector is of 60-degree, and your remaining portion will be of 30-degree. So it depends from where you are starting. Okay, so one by one draw all the angles. These all steps no need to draw separately, children. You are going to continue this in one circle, that is you are going to draw one pie chart. Okay, so finally your pie chart will look something like this. And already we have shown in the last session, I have shown you that you will write both the data, that is the measure of the angle as well as number of people. So here in this you will add blue color, how many number of people, green color, how many number of people, red color, how many number of people, and yellow color, how many number of people were there. Okay, plus you will also write the angle which is already shown here. So this is your question number 3. Let us proceed. Question number 4 is deleted, which I have already informed children. Mark in your textbook. Now let us proceed with exercise 5.2, question number 5. The number of students in a hostel speaking different languages is given below. Display the data in a pie chart. Now I will show you, but you have to do on your own, children. Try first by your own and then check your answer. It will be a practice for you. So this is the table given to us. Total is also given, that is 72 children are there total. So that will help in finding the fraction. So let us first draw the table. This is the central angle we are going to find. Okay, we have made a table. First column is language, number of students, second column, which is already given to us. Now third one is, first we will find the fraction, and fraction is number of students upon total students, total number of students. So first for Hindi language it will be 40 upon 72. Alright, you can see here, and then convert it into a simplest form. It will be 5 upon 9. Keep on solving further till you get the simplest form, that is 5 upon 9. And 5 upon 9 of 360 degree is 200. Now these calculations, children, you are aware how to do. Next is English language, 12 number of students. Fraction will be 12 upon 72, which is equal to 1 upon 6. And central angle will be of that sector will be 1 upon 6 multiplied by 360 degree, which is equal to 60 degree. And so on. Keep doing the same thing, finding the fraction and finding the central angle for rest of the languages, that is Marathi, Tamil and Bengali. So I will once again tell you, first solve and then check your answer for this question. So it will be a good practice for you, children. So these are the steps. Okay. One by one. Now here second step you can see, children, after drawing a circle and after taking a radius, put a protractor on AO and draw 200 degree. Now directly you cannot draw 200 degrees, children, because the protractor we have 180 degree, right? So you can first take your protractor, mark 180 degree, and after that from that mark take 20 degree more. So 180 plus 20 will be 200. Right? So that mark, the second mark will be of 200. If you are not able to do, no problem. Leave this 200 and start with the next angle, and automatically the remaining part will be at last will be 200 degree, children. Okay. So take the next 60 degree, then draw the 45 degree angle, then draw the 35 degree angle. Then you proceed with the 20 degree, and the remaining at the last will be your 200 degree. So this is how one by one you are going to keep on drawing the sectors, taking the central angle. And at last you will see your figure something like this. Okay, the children which takes 200 at last may see 200 degree here and other on the top. So that doesn't make any difference, children. Okay, so angles should be properly mentioned and the rest of the data should be properly mentioned. So that's it. We will stop our pie chart topic. I hope now it is very much clear, and proceed with the next topic, that is chance and probability. Now children, chance and probability both are related to our real life. Okay, uh, sometimes when you take a chance and goes wrong, okay, suppose in the rainy season, every day it is raining, or sometimes it rains. Okay, so every day you are taking an umbrella, okay, and or maybe it's not raining, and one day you forget to take an umbrella and you thought you took a chance that today it will not rain, and suddenly it starts raining. Okay, sometimes the chances goes wrong. Okay, so if you suppose toss a coin, so what are the outcomes? Okay, what are the possible outcomes? So when we toss a coin, either we will get a head or we will get a tail. So there are only two possible outcomes, right? So if you want to start your scooter, so what is your possibility? Either it will start or either it will not start. If you're thrown a dice, okay, when you're playing a ludo or anything, snake and ladder, so when you throw a dice, what are the possible outcomes? So either you will get 1, either you will get 2, either you will get 3, either you will get 4, either you will get 5, or either you will get 6. So these are the chances. Okay, and suppose probability, how to relate it with the chance, that also we'll see. So there is an example, when you spin the wheel, okay, a wheel is shown here in the figure and there is a mark. Okay, when you spin the wheel, what are the possible outcomes? So either I may get A, either I may get B, or either I may get C. So there are only 3 possible outcomes. Okay, so what are the possibility of getting A? So what are the possibility? So how you will write, and what are the probability? So probability, always you write the whatever you get the chance, or whatever you get the value, whole divided by total possibilities, right? So here total is 3. Either I may get A, either I may get B, or either I may get C. So total possibilities is 3. And what are the possibility if I get A? That is, A is only 1. So 1 upon 3. Okay, so this is how you can find the probability. So probability of an event is equal to number of outcomes that make an event, whole divided by total number of outcomes of the experiment. So let us see these what is the probability and what is the chance by solving few examples from the exercise. Okay, before that, one more example I'll take. A bag has 4 red balls and 2 yellow balls. The balls are identical in all respects other than color. A ball is drawn from the bag without looking into the bag. What is probability of getting a red ball? Now children, if you see here, bag is there and there are 4 red balls and 2 yellow balls. Okay, so first of all, find the total number of balls. So what is will the total number of balls? That is, T will be equal to 4 red balls plus 2 yellow balls, that is equal to 6, right? So what is the probability of getting a red ball? So just now we have seen the probability of getting the red ball is 4, okay, whole divided by total number of possibilities, that is 6. So 4 upon 6, which is nothing but 2 upon 3 when we bring into the lowest term. So this is the probability of getting a red ball. Okay, and is it more or less than the yellow ball? So what is the probability of getting a yellow ball? So it is given there are 2 yellow balls. So what will be the probability? That is 2 upon 6, which is nothing but equal to 1 upon 3. So which is greater, 2 upon 3 or 1 upon 3? Obviously 2 upon 3 is greater. So hence getting the red ball has the greater probability. I hope this is clear. Let us begin with our exercise 5.3, which is again very important exercise. So question number 1 is list the outcomes. Outcomes means what you can get. List all the outcomes they have told you see in this experiment. So again, in the first they have given a spinning wheel. Okay, so what are the outcomes we can get? Either we will get A, either we will get B, either we will get C, either we will get D, or either we can get A. So first write all the outcomes here. So all the outcomes are A, B, C, D, A. And A is repeated. If you see here, A is repeated. So we will remove 1A. Okay, we cannot keep it repeated. So removing 1A, what are the outcomes? So outcomes are A, B, C, D. I hope this is clear. Next one, tossing two coins together. And I have already explained the example of coin. Either you will get head or you will get tail. So now there are two coins. Okay. So outcome on first coin we will make a column and outcome of second coin. Right. So first coin there may be head, and second coin also there may be a possibility of head. Here again head, tail, or tail, head, or tail, tail. Now these are the four possibility outcomes which we can get when we toss two coins together. So hence the final answer you will write outcomes are HH, HT, TH, TD, and in bracket you can mention where H means head and T means tails. I hope this is clear, children. Moving to our next, that is exercise 5.3, question number 2. When a die is thrown, list the outcomes of an event of getting, first one is a prime number. Now you have already studied, children, in earlier classes what is a prime number. Prime numbers are the numbers who have only two factors, that is 1 and the number itself. For example, 2, 3, 5, 7, 11 and so on. Right? So total outcomes when you throw a dice is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or either 6. Right? There are only 1 to 6 numbers in a dice. Right? On each face. Now the prime numbers out of this is 2, 3, 5. So prime numbers that can appear on die is 2, 3, 5. Next one, not a prime number. So B1 is not a prime number. So total outcomes here we have already written. Now which are not the prime numbers? That is 1, 4 and 6. So you will write non-prime numbers that can appear on die is 1, 4, 6. Next one, a number greater than 5. Now greater than 5, which number is there on the dice? Only 6. Yes, children. So you will write number greater than 5 that can appear on die is 6. B, a number not greater than 5. So that means you will remove 6 which was greater than 5 and you will write other all numbers, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I hope this is very much clear, children. Outcomes, and if they have asked some special or some particular outcome, so how to find out that. Okay, first write down all the outcomes which are possible, and out of that whichever is asked you can write it. So these all answers you can copy down in your classwork, children. So for today we will stop over here, and in the next session again we will continue with the same exercise 5.3, which is our last exercise of this chapter. Thank you, children.